Hello, I've been playing around with clay again today, and I wanted to demonstrate something that I made into a Merkaba, and I started with the tetrahedron, which is one of my favorite shapes. And here I show the tetrahedron, and I've made 8 of them. And I'm going to show you how I put these 8 together to make the vector equilibrium. Here is one part of it where I put 4 of them together to make this shape right here. And then I make this twice. So here is my second one. Then I will put them together so that they form the vector equilibrium. And here is the vector equilibrium. And I want to show you how I cut it in half and turn it into the Merkaba. So here I have it cut in half, and I'm going to take the bottom half and turn it the other way around, and also the top half, and turn it the other way around, and you will see that it becomes the Merkaba. Now, I'm going to do a lot with this little form, but first of all, I'm going to open it up and show you that inside of it there's an empty space. And inside this empty space fits perfectly the octahedron, which I will make and put in this. So now I've made my little octahedron, and it sits right in the middle of this Merkaba. And I will turn this into another octahedron as I build upon this, but this is my center. And I'm going to show you something I think is quite amazing that this turns into as I continue. First, though, I'm going to show you how this vector equilibrium sits right in the center of the Flower of Life. I have the book, The Flower of Life by Melchizedek there, and I'd set this right in the center, and it allows. Well, I always want to fill in anything that is an empty space, so I had to fill in the octahedron into the space that is left there for it. So here I have put it in the center again, and I've filled in a couple of the spaces, and even I have a little fun sometimes. I put a little face on it. I have to bring fun into everything I do, or else I don't seem to get anywhere. Now I have filled in all of the octahedrons except there's one last one, and of course, you know, when this one goes in, you will see that once again we have the octahedron. So we have the octahedron the second time because there's one, remember, right in the middle of this when we first started out and put it inside of the Merkaba, which was the upside down vector equilibrium. Now each of these 8 octahedron tops can have other tetrahedrons put on them. So I will have to put 4 on each one. Since there's 8, that will be 24 altogether. So I began adding more tetrahedrons to this, and altogether I will be putting 24. I show them all right there. 24 of them will go on this, and then it will turn into another enormous Merkaba. So here I am making all these little tetrahedrons and sticking them onto the very octahedron that I made from tetrahedrons in the first place. And these are just various stages of the progress of this. Now I'm getting it to where it's looking very unusual. And I still have quite a few more to put on there. I keep centering it in the Flower of Life because it seemed to just want to go there. And now I have only 4 more to put on to finish this, well, sort of finish it, and this shows the last 4, and then I put them on, and the whole thing will then look like this, which is the Merkaba, but minus a piece in the tip end of each one. Now, what is the shape of that last piece that has to go there? So now, in order to complete this out as a Merkaba, I have to shape a piece to go into the center of these 3 tetrahedrons here on each of the 6 extensions. And what I have to do is make a 7-sided little figure. That is a strange little figure, but it is part tetrahedron, and it is kind of elongated at the top. But it fits in there just perfectly and makes like a little motor that just runs the whole Merkaba. I call it a motor because I think of the Merkaba as a light vehicle, and that's the heart of it that runs all of these. I said 6, but I mean 8, because there's 8 points. All 8 of them are run by this last piece that goes right into the center of each of these 8 to bring it to a point. And now to tell you what is kind of strange about this. I consider the Merkaba to be our light body. Not a physical thing, but an etheric thing. But it has this symbolic picture of it with this 7-sided portion that completes it in 8 places. And a friend of mine from YouTube sent me a video of a man named Frank Chester, and he studied the heart, and he made a 7-sided figure that went in to a square and touched 6 sides, and he whirled it around inside of water and showed how it made a vortex that could only go so far down but would go no further. And it's a very interesting. I will put his video under this as a addition, so you can watch what he does. And his heart was a 7-sided shape, and this completion of my heart of the Merkaba light body is a 7-sided object. And I just thought that was very unusual. Maybe it means something. I don't know. But it's fun to consider these things. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. This is my latest of my creations. So I'm going to let this finish out with just some of the pictures I took all along the way of making this. And I just want to mention to you that sacred geometry is a very fun and interesting study, because you can bring to it your own thoughts. They don't have to exactly be what you've read in a book anywhere, because it can be very personal. And you might discover something like this vase. No, I'm joking. But you might discover something that is of great benefit. And who knows? It's we who are in physical bodies that are very important, because we work with matter and we discover things that are a benefit not just to ourselves or even just to our world, but perhaps to the entire universe and all universes. And you just never know. It's not going to be any one person's great discovery. It's going to be everybody's ideas. So we just put our ideas out there and share them with one another. And who knows what we'll come up with. Anyway, over and out. Talk to you later.